Welcome to the 40 Forge prep call. I'm excited to go through some updates, some reminders, and some things just to be thinking about as we embark on this next 40 Forge challenge. I have some slides to go through to prepare you. So let's go through here. When it comes to the prep call, whatever challenge you're doing, you can see here we have some different dates. So hopefully you're viewing this a few days before the next challenge. So you're ready mentally, you're prepped and all ready to roll. And you can see here the dates for 2025. Excited for you to join us. Or maybe you're checking this out and you're wondering, should I join or shouldn't I? I hope by the end of this prep call that you understand how it's going to benefit you, as well as why you should enroll in this 40 Forge challenge. So first of all, who am I? So I'm Jason Heinrichs, my wife, Abby. We have son, Micah and Caleb here. They're 3 and 5. We live up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And in my day job, I am a direct sales manager. And then also when it comes to what I do at church we're young adults ministry leaders, and we love doing that. And I've been leading a life group with this type of format and with this type of challenge for a couple of years now. And I wanted to turn it into a book and a journal, as well as a challenge. So I'm very excited about that. So that's us. When it comes to, look at that, Jeremy also is going to be helping me. So Jeremy is a fitness and health expert. He does this for his job, coaching and helping really high-level executives to lose weight and to get healthy and get their nutrition right. So he's going to be that side of the 40 Forge challenge, helping out. He's a big deal. He has a lot of support, a lot of documents and recommendations. You can also sign up with him on the side for some extra coaching, some more individualized attention if you'd like to go more into detail on your health, your fitness, your workout plan, and really helping you during these 40 days to get right and to get really good as you maybe want to dive more into your health and fitness. Book is coming out soon. Based on this recording, it's going to be releasing end of May. So be ready for the book that ties into and really is the start of the main product when it comes to the book and the journal and the 40 Forge challenge. So that will be coming out soon. Pick it up when it comes out, read it. It's going to be great. So why I created 40 Forge? So I've just seen a ton of people go through challenges. I've seen really big ones like 75 Hard and so many great challenges to help people level up in different areas of their life. And I hadn't really seen one that is really great when it comes to a Jesus one. And I'm sure there's a lot of great ones out there I haven't heard of before, but really just combining really your morning routines, your evening routines, your mental and physical and spiritual health, and really combining all of them into one package. So that's why I created it. Wanted to really level people up and really help them, wake up, because a lot of Jesus people are just coasting through life. A lot of them are just Sunday Christians, which is fine for now, but we want to wake them up. We want to get them right physically, spiritually, and mentally. And so when it comes to this challenge, the goal is that this 40 days is just a start. It is a jump start to the rest of your life. It is really a challenge that creates long lasting habits and maybe even a new identity for you. So that's why I created it. Why 40 days? Because 40 days in the Bible, or the number 40, is a sign of testing. It is a sign of transformation. It is a sign of preparation in God's kingdom. There's lots of examples of 40 in the Bible. Moses on Mount Sinai, before receiving the 10 Commandments, was 40 days. Israel wandered in the wilderness 40 years before they went to the promised land. The flood of God wiping out the world that was evil and restarting with Noah and his family, 40 days. Jesus' temptation in the wilderness. Right after he was baptized, immediately went to the wilderness and the devil tempted him. He was out there for 40 days and 40 nights without food. And that's a big time of testing. Goliath's taunt to the Israelites before David came in and knocked him out. Jesus post-resurrection, he was on this earth for 40 more days, setting his people up in Acts to be able to go out and make disciples. So again, in each instance of 40, it's marked with a time of testing, preparation, or transition, where God prepared his people for a new stage of his plan. And so that's what I'm hoping for this 40-day challenge of you growing and going through some things that might be uncomfortable, or some habits that maybe you should be doing as a rock solid Jesus person, that we can get you going on that. So after 40 days, hey, maybe you're great. And this is a great jumpstart. For some of you, you might want to rejoin a second or third challenge to get back on track and have some accountability as well. I break this down in 40 days to go from unbearable to unstoppable. So I'm just prepping you. This is not going to be easy. This is a tough challenge. And in the first 10 days, you're going to want to quit every single day. It is unbearable. Every day you hate it. And every day you don't hate it, just really hard. And it's not something you're used to, whether it's exercising every day or reading as much in the Bible every day or waking up early, these things that just are different and that might rock your psyche a little bit. When it comes to days 11 through 20, it is the uncomfortable phase. So meaning that it is not unbearable, but it's not really, you're not into it yet. Like, you're seeing the benefits, you're excited, it's not horrible every day, but now it's becoming a little bit easier, but it's still uncomfortable. And then days 21 through 30 are the bearable phase, where it's like, okay, I'm getting this, I can do this. And then finally, days 31 through 40 is where you become unstoppable. You ingrain it into who you are, and that's who you are moving forward with some of these habits and some of these challenges. Now, one of the things I've learned going to my church is that, and just in life, is that you want to put your priorities in order. And if you're a Jesus person, God should be number one in your life. And then after God is a priority, then it should be you, right? So you can be your best self for your spouse, your kids, your work, your extended family, and your church family. And so it is important to have these in order. And if you're not starting your day with Jesus, if you're not making God a priority, everything else is going to get out of whack. So you want to be just rock solid so you can be your best self and be Jesus with skin on going into the rest of the day, going into your work, going into family events, going into be a mom or dad, a husband or wife. And it is great to have your priorities straight. So that's why we want to start our days with Jesus. Ephesians 5:14 says, "Wake up, sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you." So again, we need to wake up. And again, I'm generalizing here, but there are a lot of Jesus people who claim to be Jesus people, or maybe they're newer Jesus people. They're just like, how do I do this? What does it look like to be a Jesus person? What does it look like to on a daily basis, be a Christian? And so it is important to have a wake up call if you need, get right, and let this be a new you, a new birth. So morning critical, let's talk about that. When it comes to the morning, it is critical for the rest of your day. It starts your day. It is how you start the day. It really paves the way for the rest of your day. A lot of people, they're waking up last minute, they're stressed, they're rushed, they're going from thing to thing and not really putting Jesus first or themselves first. So they're going into the day rushed and stressed and anxious and irritable, and it's not great. So the more we can make mornings sacred, and the more we can make them a priority for getting us right and just spending time with God, the better prepared we are to love and to bring, to be Jesus with skin on, like I mentioned. So mornings are critical to the rest of your day and your happiness and your life. So how to win the day? If you win the morning, you win the day. Here's the right way to start it. So the daily pavers for Jesus people, right here, you can see prayer, affirmations from scripture, visualizing God-given dreams, exercise, reading the Bible, and describing. I'll go through all of those here in a moment. But first, I want to give you a couple tips here as we're preparing. One of the big things in this challenge is going to be waking up an hour or two early to get yourself right. So there's some excuses out there that people might have on, I'm going to sleep in, or I'm going to hit snooze, which is just silly, because you're starting your day off without integrity. You're telling yourself, I'm going to do something, and you don't just start the day every day, 2, 3, 4 times. And you're not getting extra rest. That extra 9 to 10 minutes is just, it's a trick, and we're not actually getting more rest or feeling any better. And really, we're just shocking our body with that horrible feeling of we have to wake up multiple times. It's just silly. So 8 ways to snooze revolt your morning. You want to, number one, set your intentions the night before. So making sure the night before you're going through and letting yourself know, telling yourself, when am I waking up? Why am I doing this? Why is this important? And I have a whole chapter on this in the book, but here's a little preview of some things to prepare for. Keep your alarm clock across the room. It's right next to you and it's your phone. It's very easy just to go and reach over and hit snooze. So have it across the room. So you have to get your butt up, get out of bed, and you're already getting your body going. Say a prayer of gratitude. Now, when you're there in the morning, just thank God for all your blessings, that you're alive and you're awake, and that you are very blessed. That's going to give you a different perspective and mentality waking up. Brush your teeth, helps wake you up, gets that gross dragon breath out of the way, and little minty flavor to wake you up and freshen you up. Wash your face, wash your eyes. Definitely helps you feel more alive and energized after washing your face. Drink a full glass of water. After sleeping all night, you are dehydrated. So you need to drink a glass of water, get energy, get hydrated, and let your body do what it does best, and getting it going and healing, and using that water to help you be healthy. Then get dressed for exercise, number 7. So in the morning, you're ideally doing your exercise. And when you get dressed for exercise, it gives your mind and body the intention that you're telling it that we're going to exercise later. And it's just silly if you get dressed for exercise and you have to get undressed from your clothes and you feel like a schmuck. So get dressed for exercise, and then get natural sunlight ASAP. A little bit easier different times of the year. But to get natural sunlight is going to, again, God made our bodies so in such an amazing way. And we see the light coming in, and through our eyes, it wakes us up. It gets that circadian rhythm in order. So make sure you're getting sunlight as soon as you can to start your day. So there are 8 ways to snooze revolt your morning and to get your butt up so you can really have an amazing 40 Forge challenge. Next big tip is going to be tips on a necessary night. So there's 11 needs on a necessary night. So in order to have a great morning, you're going to want to have prepped the night before. And really in your morning, you're just like back in Jewish days, right? The evening would start their actual day. So it'd start after dinner, like even the Sabbath. There was a Friday night through a Saturday at dinner. So it's really a 24-hour period, and it starts the evening before. So if we really treated our evenings as a start to the next day, which it does, right, with our sleep, so it's getting us ready for the next day, I believe we'd be a much better group of Jesus people. So one need is going to be tracking your sleep. You can't, grow your numbers if you don't know your numbers. So it's good to know, how am I doing on sleep? What do I need to improve upon? How is my sleep? So I track it with your Fitbit or Apple Watch, whatever you have. Sleep in a cool, dark room. Our bodies sleep better and more restful and get into more deeper sleep when you are sleeping in a cooler room, a few degrees cooler than normal. No caffeine 10 hours before bed. This is a rough one for a lot of people. So no caffeine. It's going to affect you staying up. You might say you've chugged energy drinks and fallen asleep an hour or two later, but that's not healthy for you. So whatever time you plan on going to bed, let's say it's 10 p.m., well, cut off any energy drinks, any coffee by noon. Number 4, no food 3 hours before bed. So the food we eat is going to take a lot of energy, and it's going to take a lot of our body going in and diving in to repair that food. But if you don't have that going on, then your body can work on repairing the body. It can work on repairing your mind and get into that deep sleep and that REM sleep. But if your body's digesting food, it's not going to be as restful of sleep as it could be, as opposed to repairing your body the way God made sleep to be. Also, no alcohol 3 hours before bed. It may help you fall asleep, but it's going to wreck your sleep and your REM sleep. So no alcohol if you are going to, and if you're doing the 44 challenge, you're not going to be having alcohol anyway. So no alcohol 3 hours before bed. Number 6, set your evening alarm. I have an evening alarm that's booked at 9:20 p.m. So that way I know it's that last episode of a really good series, and there's a grand finale next, and it's, I know when it goes off, like, oh, this is our last episode, or hey, I got to start getting ready for bed, because it's easy to go one more YouTube video or one more well, just one more thing, but it's a reminder like, hey, my intention is to have a sacred start the next morning. So I'm going to treat my evening very important. And so I'm going to get to bed at a reasonable hour. Calm your brain down 1 hour before bed. It's great not to be looking at screens, great not to be doing anything energizing or that takes a lot of mental thinking. And it's great to read. It's great to relax. It's great just to be. Maybe you have a conversation with a friend or a spouse, but calm your brain down 1 hour before bed. Have a journal by your bed, just in case if you have thoughts. It's easy to be up all night thinking and stressing and worrying about what's going to happen and what do I have to do in the following day. But, or man, I can't forget to pack the kids' lunch or sign up for that thing. So it allows you to just get out of your mind so you can rest peacefully and have that thought out of your mind and not forgotten. What else? Lay out your exercise clothes so that way, again, when you wake up, you see them on the floor, on the couch, looking at you, and that way you can put them on right away when you wake up. So that's going to help you out for the exercise in the morning. Read your evening affirmations and prayer, which is really great. That's in the packet. That's going to help out a lot with just setting your mind right and praying before you go to bed, getting some time with God, and then also put your phone across the room. So one, it's great not to fill your eyes with blue light. So maybe you have those blue light blockers as well. That can help. There's also settings on your phone, but why not just eliminate the whole thing? Put your phone across the room. That way, when you go to bed, you actually go to bed. Too many of us, we say we're going to bed, but we actually are going to sleep an hour later because we're scrolling. That just wrecks our sleep. So anyway, those are 11 needs for necessary nights. So if you're going to take on this 40 Forge challenge and you're going to level up, you're going to want a necessary night. You're also going to want a sacred start and to snooze revolt your morning. What else we got here? So in your challenge, I'm going to have you pick a challenge. So when it comes to this, there's two options. Some people do a hybrid, but I'm going to show you the differences between these two. There is a light version. There is a hard version. Most people start with the light version. And then the second time or third time they go through the challenge, they are doing the hard version. And you'll see these two. I'll put them on the screen here. So 40 Forge Light, pretty simple. It's pick a diet, any kind of diet. Maybe it's no sugar, maybe it's no going out to eat, maybe it's some type of keto diet or carnivore diet, just something that's an actual diet, some kind of food plan that you're following, you're aware of, and you're tracking. No alcohol, no substances, and no porn. So a big part of this challenge is resisting getting rid of that sin or those chains that hold us. And there's a lot of Jesus people caught up in some of these things that are just holding them back and not good. And it's the way the devil has you in a couple of these areas. So this is great. If you're struggling with this stuff, great. You're not going to have it for 40 days and hey, maybe never again. But so no porn, no substances, no alcohol. Exercise daily. That's up to you. Maybe it's a 15-minute walk. Maybe it's a 2-hour lift session. Maybe it's a 30-minute Pilates class, but exercise daily. Have a devotional daily. It could be 5 minutes. It could be 1 hour, whatever works for you. Pray daily, journal daily, and then get in your 60-minute sacred start. And the sacred start is really it really combines all of these when I show you that. So the sacred start is a part of this. It's not 60 minutes in addition to this. The 60 minutes is including the exercise, devo, prayer, and journal. So be aware of that. And then when it comes to the 40 Forge Hard, it's very similar, but it's a 90-minute sacred start. Why? Because there's going to be a longer workout. So it's at least a 40-minute workout going with 40 Forge, of course. And then it's a Daniel fast plus protein. I'm not legalistic on that. If you want to do something else, you can, but it's biblical. The Daniel fast is basically fruits and veggies and nuts, and plus we say protein. Got to get that meat. Got to get some meat in and some protein. But yeah, if you want to adjust, you can. It's sugar or processed foods, no going out to eat, none of that. So Daniel fast plus protein is in the hard version. Again, no alcohol, no substances, no porn, no social media scrolling. A lot of people struggle with that. A lot of Jesus people are just zombies scrolling and wasting a lot of time and taking away from their peace and their joy by scrolling a ton. So no social media. Like I mentioned, 40 minutes of exercise, reading 10 pages of the Bible daily. That's a lot. If you want to read the Bible in a year, it's about 5 pages a day. So it's doubling that. But this is a challenge. So for some of you, this will be a hard one that you might want to do in the second round. But this also allows you to where if you can jumpstart this, if you can read 10 pages a day for 40 days, you are way ahead of reading the Bible in a year. And how much easier does it feel when you go down to 5 pages a day? Pray daily, of course, journal daily, 90-minute sacred start daily, which includes a lot of this, and then drink a gallon of water daily, which is based on your body weight. So it's about, it's at least half your body weight, but up to 2/3 your body weight in water a day. So if you're around 200 pounds, a gallon of water is great. Also, it looks cool on the page here to say gallon of water, but really it's based on your body weight. It's about 2/3 your body weight, drinking water daily. And then worship music only. Only worship music, get rid of all the other junk and only listen to worship music. No, none of the secular stuff. So that's the 40 Forge challenge. You're going to want to pick one of these going into this 40-day challenge. So in previous challenges, there's been a lot of people that will do a hybrid. So they'll say, I'm going to do 40 Forge Light, plus I'm doing Daniel Fast plus protein, and I'm doing no social media, and I'm doing worship music only, right? So they may adjust this where there's a hybrid. So understand that, but it needs to be at least the light version, and then whatever else you want to add, or if you want to do the hard version, that's great as well. So those are the two options for the 40 Forge challenge. Here's how it looks like with the light version. So if it were me, and I'm breaking it down for a 60-minute sacred start every morning. So why is it called a sacred start? Because the mornings are sacred. Your time with Jesus is sacred. It is holy. It is a moment for you to, again, it sets a tone for the whole rest of your day, or it paves the way for the whole rest of your day. And if you did this every day, how would you feel? I don't think you'd feel as stressed and worried and anxious and all that as much anymore. So when it comes to this, it's prayer. So just spending 5 minutes, quieting your mind, speaking to Jesus, inviting him into your space. A is for affirmations from scripture, spending 5 minutes reading some scripture, maybe some affirmations. I have some of those in the journal and in the packet. Visualizing God-given dreams, which can kind of correlate into prayer as well. So just think about what you want, having your intentions for your future, and believing that God will help you with those. Exercise for 30 of those minutes, doing something to get the body moving, get the oxygen flowing. Read the Bible, so doing some kind of Devo and reading the Bible on a daily basis, and then scribing, aka journaling, and doing that for about 5 minutes. So that's how to break it down if you're doing the 40 Forge Light for the 60-minute sacred start. When it comes to the 40 Forge Hard, doing it 90 minutes, basically what extends, it's all the same, except for exercise goes up to at least 40 minutes, and then reading the Bible is 20 minutes because of those 10 pages of reading. So those are the two options. Those will help. There we go. So here's some of the value. Some of the value that you'll be getting if you sign up. Some of you already signed up. If you're not signed up yet, there's the prep call. So there's a prep call right now that's getting you prepared for the 40 Forge challenge that starts in a few days. Also, you're getting a packet. The packet includes 7 chapters of the Wake Up Jesus People book. So that's a nice little bonus. And you might already have the book, but it's nice to have those right there. There is a 40-day journal in there. So you have, there's my journal, the Wake Up Jesus People journal that I recommend getting, of course. But I would also say if you want to hold off on that and just test it out in the packet, there is the 40-day journaling prompts and pages for you to print out if you'd like. There's an exclusive WhatsApp chat for accountability and for reminders. So we're going to be putting in there daily motivation and daily questions. There's going to be weekly videos from myself and Jeremy on mentality and fitness and health and guidance. There's weekly support calls. So twice a week, there's going to be options for support calls that you're able to hop on and get some help with. There's, again, Jeremy's expertise for diet and fitness. Everyone that completes the 40 Forge this round is going to go in a drawing for a piece of Cutco cutlery. And then if you do complete it 100%, you get a digital completion certificate that looks really cool. Then at the end of this challenge, there's going to be a celebration call for everyone who participates, whether you fully finished or not. So that's the value. That's why there's a cost. You also need some skin in the game. anything that you're given or that's free, you don't value it, right? If your parents gave you a car versus you had to buy it, you're going to treat it very differently. If your parents just paid for college versus you having to work hard and pay for college, you're going to treat it differently. You're going to pay into a challenge or take it more seriously than if it's just this free thing. So that's why there's a cost to it. And yeah, so moving on. So some of these support calls, here's an example of me with Spencer, one of our challengers from previous round. And I was helping him with how does it look to break down his sacred start. And it was rushed, it was stressed, he was like trying to do too much. And I helped him break it down into what it can look like. And he felt really good for the rest of the day, being able to do a sacred start from 5 a.m. till 6:30 and then get to work. That was really helpful for him on that support call. So there'll be a couple of those a week. We'll do a little poll in the WhatsApp chat to see what's best for this round based on this round's participants. We're also going to have many challenges throughout. So there might be like a 3-day challenge of no sugar, or a 4-day challenge of no social media, where they're doing the hard or light version, or a 3-day mini challenge of cold showers, or whatever it may be. There's going to be some other fun mini challenges within the 40-day challenge to kind of keep it, spice it up a little bit. So be ready for some of those. Also, there's going to be there's a full out PDF. And look at how many pages this thing is. It's 127 pages. Don't feel overwhelmed, but it is going to be a big packet for you. Let me actually get to that. All right. So you're going to want to take an inventory on page 2. So on the packet here, let me bring that up. Here we go. So here's the 40 Forge challenge packet, 127 pages. There's going to be this reflection on page 2 that you're going to want to fill out before you start the challenge. And the goal is that you're taking an inventory of who you are now in all these areas, right? Jesus journey, energy, physique, nutrition, prayer life, Bible reading, sleep habits, scrolling habits, morning routine, evening routine, substance consumption, porn addiction. And then also, it's good to take a picture. You're not going to see a ton of results physically in just 40 days. You could, and we have had people who have like lost 6 pounds in 40 days or gained 3 pounds of muscle and some really good progress. But you need, if you're doing the diet or the exercising in a healthy, sustaining way, which is really the goal of this. It's not like a yo-yo diet or challenge. It's a goal to make this more of a long-lasting identity for you that you will see some results. So it's good to take a beforehand picture and then an afterwards picture as well. Same thing with the inventory. We definitely want you to be doing that. So then at the end of the 40 days, you can also check back, reflect on these, and then see where you're at. So right here, I'll just fly through this. There's a bunch of chapters from the book, and then you can see here some other good PDFs here. Then you can see there's a breakdown here on starting page what is this? Like page 39-ish of the daily journal entries. Then at the end, some other cool recommendations when it comes to health and fitness and diet, and a lot here. This might be easier just to scroll through here. Go all the way down the bottom. So there's a lot of cool things on some prayers. There's 40 Forge Daniel diet plus protein food lists. There's foods to avoid. There's fitness and nutrition resources. There are breakdowns of mapping out your personal sacred start. There are a lot of cool things there. Okay. There's also recommended Bible reading plans, all of that. So anyway, you're going to want to download that. When you sign up, you're going to get an email with some of the steps to take along with downloading the packet here. Okay. So when it comes to preparing, Joe, in one of our first 44 challenges, laid it all out. I love this. He put this on a whiteboard and he broke it down. You can see it's November 10th through December 20th. Really great example. Really cool to see. And he had a ton of progress throughout this. And it was great to see him prepare like this. So you might want to like really set this up. Put this where you can see it. Do it on a whiteboard. Let the family know. So prepare like Joe. Also, there's going to be a WhatsApp chat. So if you are not in it yet, scan this with your phone and join our WhatsApp chat. So it'll be for that challenge. You will be in the WhatsApp chat. So be ready for that. Be ready to interact. Be ready to meet other people doing the challenge and get encouragement from other people as well. And there's going to be questions of the day. There's going to be, oh, let me get back to this. Okay, look at that coming through. So there's going to be questions of the day, support, wake up picks. End of the day, it's good to put a check mark. You can see, people posting of them working out, people working out, doing their Bible studies. Really cool. Also, you can see people leveling up with the daily streaks, checking that off. It's great to see people posting like, hey, here's how many days done I am with all the check marks. Really fun to see, and a really, really great way to hold each other accountable, as well as create some hype in the WhatsApp chat. We use an app called Habit Share. You'll get this in the sign up email. But when you join, it's all about creating habits and creating streaks. So you can get 10 days in a row, 30 days in a row, 40 days in a row, 50 days or 100 days in a row. I have some people that have started this challenge in one of the first or second challenges, and they still have their streaks going. It's really cool to see that it's more than just a 40-day challenge. It's really, if you really are seeing a lot of benefit, which I know you will, you can see this continue and this having a streak of your whole life and having streaks of hundreds, if not thousands. So the best way I found to do that is the Habit Share app. So we can share different habits with each other, as well as hold each other accountable, root each other on. And it's cool to see that grow. So that's called a Habit Share. There'll also be a link for that in the welcome email. And as you go through this, it's about giving yourself grace, and it's about challenge yourself, but also not being legalistic about this. The goal of this is that it becomes a lifestyle. It becomes your identity. It becomes more than just a 40-day challenge that you do once and you go back to normal after 40 days. So when it comes to this, we have to understand what it means to show up. So what we think showing up means is, you can see the top row there of it being blacked out, fully done the whole day, every day. That's not realistic. What it actually means is just showing up. So showing up, you can see there that it's not every day and it's not 100%, but some days just showing up is going to be the biggest battle. And maybe you're not able to give it your all, but you still followed through on your minimums that you wanted during this challenge. So that's what it actually means, is just showing up there, and we're going to root you on. We're going to encourage you. And even if you mess up, we're going to be excited that you're a part of the challenge and that you are growing and getting better. All right. Also, there is a Facebook group, 40 Forge Wake Up Jesus People, that you can join. That'll be in the welcome email. There's also an Instagram page at Wake Up Jesus People to see updates and other cool bonus tips, and can be part of the community there. I love this verse. Proverbs 27:17 says, as iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. In this group, we are friends. In this group, we're sharpening each other up. We're forging each other, right? So it's 40 Forge because in the fire with the blacksmith taking that metal and heating it up and pounding it out in the fire and heating it up again and having that pain and then pounding it out, which also is painful. Not that the metal has feelings, right? And can feel anything, but using it as an analogy for us, it's forging us and molding us into this sharp, amazing sword that can be used for God's army. Okay, so that's what we're doing in this 40 Forge challenge together. Also, a little bonus, since I work at Cutco, is that there is a Cutco knife drawing for anyone who completes the 40 Forge challenge. Is going to go in the drawing for a Cutco knife at the end. So a reminder, take a before and after photo, invite a friend. These challenges are way more fun with friends. And again, there's gonna be other people in the group. There's gonna be other people doing this challenge with you. But in order to get, I'd say, more out of it and have more fun, is having someone else who you like, who you want, who you know could benefit from this, who you feel would maybe could use a wake up in their Jesus journey, or want to be better with health and fitness, or want to be better in their Jesus journey, that it's just fun to do this with friends. So invite a friend. The more the merrier. There's no limit. I don't cap these challenges. So obviously you can invite as many people as possible. And then I'm going to be having these to help hold you accountable and also like get some word out of accountability. Is I have these that are each day. So every 5 days, there's going to be a new post that you can share. I have them all on Instagram already, and you can go there and share, cool, 5 days in, 10 days in, and it's going to help I guess, others see what you're doing and get curious, but also it's going to hold you accountable. Like, yeah, I'm 10 days in. So that way, 20, 30, 40 days in, you have other people going, hey, how's that 40 thing going? And there's other people seeing it and watching you and seeing your progress. So there's going to be those to share. That'll be fun. 2 Corinthians 5:17 says, anyone who belongs to Christ has become a new person. The old life is gone, a new life has begun. And that's what I hope for you during this challenge, is that you are becoming a new person. You're becoming a warrior for Christ and his army. You are beginning this new life. When you were saved and accepted Christ in your heart, you already are a new person. But then what? Too many people, they accept Jesus in their heart and then nothing changes. And that's, that's like being saved really, like being a Christian, being a Jesus person really starts after being saved. It's not a one moment thing. It's a great, now I'm a Jesus person, now I'm a Christian, but now how does that work? How do I make disciples? How do I be a better Jesus person? How do I grow? How do I learn? How do I get closer with Jesus? And how do I have a better life, a more peaceful and joyful life after becoming a Christian? So that's what I'm hoping for everyone who's in the challenge, is that a new life has begun, can look back at this moment a year later, 5 years later, 50 years later, and go, you know what? That 40 Forge challenge, that was the turning point in my Jesus journey. That was the turning point to when I really took my faith seriously and God started doing crazy things in my life. And I let all the control go. I let all the negativity and the stress, the control, all that go. And I've just been filled with so much love and joy and peace. So that's what I'm hoping for all of you who are considering or already signed up for the next challenge. I appreciate all of you. Let's go get it. Let's get forged and have a wonderful and amazing day. God bless.